Did you know that at least 100 million Americans suffer from chronic pain? This debilitating condition can negatively impact all aspects of a person's life. However, I'm pleased to share that Performance Pain and Sports Medicine now offers an innovative treatment option available for all patients suffering from chronic intractable pain called DTM spinal cord stimulation, also known as SCS. So let's first check out a video that explains this specialized therapy.
See important safety information at the end of the video. Only your doctor can determine if this therapy is right for you. You know chronic pain. It keeps you awake at night, it's with you when you wake up, and it goes on for months, maybe even years. If you aren't satisfied with your current pain treatment, it's time to try something different. Engineers at Medtronic worked with doctors to create smarter ways to treat chronic pain. One way is spinal cord stimulation, or SCS. It's like a pacemaker for pain. A device called a neurostimulator is implanted just under the skin. It sends mild electrical impulses to the spine over thin wires called leads. The impulses interrupt the pain signals before they reach the brain, where pain is sensed. Aha! Good news! SCS outsmarts your pain. Not everyone responds to spinal cord stimulation in the same way, and your experience may vary. To understand the benefits and risks, please discuss them in detail with your doctor. Spinal cord stimulation is a proven, long-term therapy for managing chronic pain, and it's FDA approved. You even get to try out spinal cord stimulation first to see if it's right for you. It's like taking a test drive before deciding. There are many choices when deciding which SCS neurostimulator and lead system is right for you and your pain. Pain is personal. Choose the system that has the features that benefit you most. The Medtronic SCS systems offer multiple settings to meet your personal pain relief needs. A recent study looked at a unique way your doctor can program the rechargeable Medtronic neurostimulator. The study showed this way of programming led to profound back relief in most patients. There are other things to think about when choosing an SCS system. What if you need an MRI in the future? Some systems limit which parts of the body can be scanned. You may not be able to get an MRI of your spine, knee, abdomen, or shoulder, for example. The Medtronic SCS system gives you access to MRI anywhere on your body, just like a person without an implanted device. Medtronic offers both rechargeable and recharge-free neurostimulators. Talk to your doctor about the different SCS systems Medtronic has to offer and which device would be the best fit for you. If you and your doctor decide to move forward after the SCS trial, work with your doctor to schedule the implant. It's usually an outpatient procedure and takes about 1 to 3 hours. Once you have your SCS system, you will have follow-up doctor appointments. During these appointments, your doctor may adjust your stimulation level to match your individual needs so you can take control of your chronic pain and get back to doing the things you enjoy. Discover more about Medtronic spinal cord stimulation at medtronic.com/info. Say goodbye to pain treatments that don't work and hello to better days.
DTM spinal cord stimulation is a unique SCS waveform that provides another treatment option to patients struggling with disabling pain, like Mr. David Olson. Mr. Olson, our patient here from Performance Pain and Sports Medicine, he experienced significant improvement in pain relief and quality of life with this therapy. Welcome to the show.
Thanks very much.
Absolutely. We are so excited to have you here to share your story. So tell us what life was like without the stimulator.
Well, I probably have been experiencing lower back and leg pain for the last 30 years. And I went through the process of medication, injections, and surgeries, all of which were temporary or somewhat ineffectual for long-term results. I'd been told about the neurostimulators for years, But I had a misconception that they were somewhat similar to a TENS device, which I had used before and found those to be not only uncomfortable but ineffectual. About 6 years ago, Dr. Wiederholtz, part of the team with Dr. Manzi, told me about a new product that Medtronic came out with, which was an ultra-high frequency device that gave off almost no stimulation or feeling whatsoever while it was in operation. This was the first time I thought, oh, this is something I might want to try. They decided to go ahead with the trial period, which was a week long. I had the trial simulator installed on a Friday, and by the following Monday I was back in the office having the trial system removed and getting set up for a permanent installation. Since then, my life has completely changed.
Mr. Olson, that's really an amazing story. I love hearing success stories like that you can share with other people, because there's so many people that are skeptical about these devices because they think that, like you said, a TENS unit is very similar. And that can almost feel like an aggravating type pain sometimes, especially if your muscles are sore and have spasms. So the fact that we have these high frequency devices now, which is nice, where we don't feel the therapy. So it's at a higher frequency where your body doesn't feel the vibrations. And you can also change the settings and have those lower level settings too, where you can feel the vibration over the painful area. But I can understand, how you wanted to make sure you didn't feel it, especially, with new technology that's always coming out.
Well, after the installation was done, I played around with the system and found out that the sensation that I received from the system was totally different than a TENS device. And in a way, it became almost comforting to feel it occasionally because I knew that it was in operation. One of the downfalls about having one that has ultra-high stimulation is that you don't feel anything at all. So I have a tendency occasionally to think, is it working? So it's working quite well. It's been 5.5 years now since I had it initially installed. And the biggest problem that I was having at the time of installation was with sciatica. And they told me that the device that they were putting in me had the greatest success with that type of pain. I was at a point to where I was ready to give up on some of my favorite activities, one of being golf. My sciatica was in my right leg, and that is the leg that you use for most of your power in golf, at least for right-handers. I got to the point to where I could not even get halfway through a round of golf, and the pain was so debilitating that I had to leave the course. Since I've had it installed, I'm 72 years old now, and I'm still playing golf on a regular basis, and it's all due to having this stimulator installed.
That's really amazing. What else were you surprised by, or did you have any unexpected benefits or outcomes that you weren't expecting from the spinal cord stimulation?
One of the strange outcomes that I had was that since I've been having issues with my back for so many years, friends, family members, a lot of people knew that I had these issues. And all of a sudden I was back doing a lot of activities, back in the gym, back on the golf course, doing a lot of things that I didn't do before. And my friends and family would say, "What happened?"
Yeah, that's amazing.
And so consequently, I became a poster boy for the Medtronic company in telling other people about how well this worked for me and what parts it did the best. Today, I still have some of the back issues, and I still require other forms of treatment. But the biggest problem, the biggest issue that I have that was so bad was the sciatica. That is almost 90% gone now. And when I overdo at the gym or on the golf course, it'll come back a little bit, but I can adjust the unit and deal with it that way.
That's fantastic. Now, when you say adjust the unit, you have full control over it with your handheld device, correct?
Yes, not only do I have full control over it, Medtronic has set it up to where I have 3 separate programs that are already installed in the unit, and I'm able to go back and forth from one program to another, and the intensities of each program, there are 4 different levels of intensity that I can adjust for each program. So I literally have 12 different settings that I can play with myself.
Do you ever turn it off?
I've never thought about turning it off.
I was just asking. Some people turn it off, but that's great. If you use it all the time, that's really fantastic. And your battery hasn't been replaced yet?
No. They told me that the battery on this unit would be good for approximately 9 years. It is a rechargeable one, and the settings that I have on my device right now require me to recharge it only about once a week.
Oh, wow. So you're using very low energy.
Well, apparently so. The Medtronic people adjusted the system for me, which they do on a regular basis anytime I feel the need. Evaluated the battery the last time that I was in your offices, and they said that they saw no degradation whatsoever, and it wasn't losing any of its capacity to hold power or recharge. So there was no need for thinking about a replacement for any time in the near future.
That's fantastic. And can you describe your experience with the trial and the implant? Did you have any pain during that actual procedure?
The only uncomfortable part about the trial was the fact that because it isn't installed underneath your skin yet, all of the equipment is external to your body, so you're kind of carrying around some items on your body that make it a little bit difficult for sleep and just simply moving around.
And that was just the weekend for you, right?
When I felt the results coming from it, from the trial, almost the same day that it was put in, I knew over the weekend that this was the thing for me.
Absolutely. And what would you say from an emotional and well-being standpoint that the spinal cord stimulation has benefited you?
Well, of course, towards that period, just before I had the installation, was the worst as far as the pain and debilitation from the sciatica and back pain. I was no longer able to really enjoy playing golf, no longer able to go to the gym, no longer able to do a lot of things that I like to do. Travel was difficult. Driving for long distances was almost impossible because I was using my right leg for the gas and the brake. Now, well, and at that time, life became a lot less worth living. I was willing to do some things that I hadn't been willing to do before in order to get away from that. The change that it made came over that weekend. As soon as I saw how things could be different as far as the pain that I was experiencing, that before had to be dealt with medications, with injections and other things, and were temporary or had their own side effects, this was a no-brainer. There are no side effects to this. I've got a little tiny bump that people can't even see on my back where the battery is installed, and the computer. By the way, the computer receives software updates through Medtronic down through my charging device on a regular basis. So it's always got the latest and greatest going on with it.
Amazing.
I can't say enough about how things have changed with me. Being able to play golf 18 holes on a regular basis at my age, couldn't be more delighted.
I am so happy for you, Mr. Olson. Your story is truly amazing, and we thank you for sharing your story with our viewers. We at Performance Pain and Sports Medicine love that we have touched your life for the better, and we hope we can continue to do so for others, just like yourself. So thank you again for sharing.
Well, you guys have been great to me. This is the least I can do for you.
Well, thank you. I'm Dr. Suzanne Manzi here on NowMediaTV in Houston, Texas, And this is Pain Diaries. Take care of you so you can take care of business.